Hi, I'm Claire Shaw. I work with the Royal Literary Fund, a national organisation of writers. For the last couple of years, we've been working with USDAW. We've been setting up all kinds of writing projects in all kinds of workplaces all across the UK. And today I'm here with the Right Now project. That's a project we set up in May this year in response to the fact that we're all living through truly extraordinary times, but the people who work in frontline industries like retail and distribution and food production have got particularly extraordinary stories to tell. And Right Now is here to make sure that those stories do get told. And we're doing that by providing workshops and webinars and tutorials and all sorts of other online resources that are about supporting workers and colleagues in those industries to write their own stories. All of the stories, in whatever form they're written and told, they'll be collected in a national archive. And for Scottish Book Week, we're producing an online ebook collection of Scottish workers' stories, poems, articles, essays, lists, letters, PowerPoint presentations, whatever you want to write and send to us, because we want you to send your writing to us. So to make sure that happens, over the next 8 minutes tops, here's a really short exercise that's going to help you to produce a really ace piece of writing, I promise you, on the theme of future, because the theme for Scottish Book Week this year is future. I live in the north of England, right? I live in an area with a really high rate of infection, coronavirus, obviously. And we've been out of special restriction for all of 3 weeks since March. And it struck me that the future is a lot like the weather around here, i.e. you don't know what it's going to do from hour to hour. It's probably going to be wet, it's probably going to be rough and cold, and you're going to need your big coat. And it's only going to get colder and rougher for the next few months. So we're going to use weather as our way of writing about the future, because often all that you need in writing is a place to start. If you don't have a place to start, subjects like life and loss and, illness or future can just be too big, too overwhelming. So your place to start is weather. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to just write down, even if it's just one word, or it might be a line, if your future was a kind of weather, what kind of weather would it be? So, how you see your next few weeks, or your next few months, or the next couple of years being. Do you think of it as being a sunny place, or a rainy place, a stormy place, foggy, snowy, cold and deadly, but beautiful, or changeable, like an autumn day? I think that's what mine's going to be. Really changeable, just flips from one thing to the next. Okay, if you just write that down. We're going to turn this into a bit of a longer piece of writing, and I'm going to show you, I think, at this point, I'm going to share with you some writing that my excellent friends have done. Not that one. That's my notes, you don't need to see them. Yes, we'll have a look at, I shared this exercise that I'm explaining to you now with my friends literally like 2 hours ago on Facebook. And I said, will you just really quickly, in 10 minutes tops, write whatever you come up with. And Liz, I'm just literally just picking these at random because we've got Carol and Boris and Jim and Yvonne. I'm lucky, aren't I, having friends like this? Jane and John. But we'll have a look at Liz's. Liz, my future is cold and windy. The trees are losing their leaves, spread like a thick rusty carpet in my garden. My future feels like being wrapped in wet fish skins. It sounds like a lone wolf crying for its mother. My future makes me want to curl up inside with a good book and hot chocolate. I need to know that there's another, brighter future, that this too will pass. That's amazing, isn't it? She wrote that in 10 minutes. 10 minutes tops. I was really strict about it. So we can write really great things when we write fast. Actually, you know what? Sometimes writing fast is the best thing, because if we write quickly and I say, do not worry about grammar and punctuation and spelling and style and does it rhyme and does it make sense and is it embarrassing and la la la. Don't worry about that stuff. In fact, write faster than the voices in your head that go, oh, I don't know how to spell this, or this is a bit daft, or this isn't. Write faster than that. Go really fast and you bypass all those normal voices and worries that can stop you from writing. Because things that stop you from writing, they're no good. Let's put them to one side. Okay, let's bring this off for now. I wish I had time to read through all of the others. There. Oh, now you got me and my daughter. Smooth as anything, aren't I, using this video. What I would like you to do, and we're literally going to take 5 minutes, is to write your first line, and to use that free writing approach of not worrying. I want you to write what your future looks like. So again, you're thinking about your future as weather. So what does that sunny day look like? Or what does that rainy day look like? What does that windy night or that storm or that hurricane actually look like? I'm writing about what my very changeable weather looks like, wind and sun. And what does it feel like? Again, whether it's sun or rain or hail, snow, what does it feel like on your skin, on your face, your hands? What does it feel like inside you? And again, staying with that notion of your future as weather, what does it sound like? Does it have a sound? And if it's snow, what does that sound like? Wind, storm. If it's a sunny day, can you hear birds singing? Can you hear kids playing? What does your future as weather sound like? You remember that Liz's future made her want to stay in with a hot chocolate. I thought that was a brilliant line. What about you? When you think of your future as weather, does it make you want to, go to the beach? Does it make you want to do something else? And one very last line, what do you need to help you cope with that weather? Okay, before I forget, I'm just going to again bring up those fantastic pieces, and again, it's brought up the wrong thing. Let's go back to Liz, because I want to write for you my email address. This is my email address for everybody across Scotland, just to keep in touch and tell me how your auntie is and where you've been on your holidays. But most of all, to share your writing with me, whatever you've written in response to this. I'm going to read out what I wrote, because I know it's really scary to share your writing. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I won't do, like a brilliant army general. Sorry. My future is changeable. My future is very uncertain. It looks like trees bending, rain falling sideways, sudden sun. It feels cold, it feels hot, it is wild on my face, and the hail stings. My future sounds like it wants to blow my house down, it wants to blow my roof off, it rattles my slates, it batters my windows, it wants to spoil things. My future wants me to stay home, to stay safe. It makes me want to run wild at night, shouting with anger. I need a waterproof. I need a fire to warm me. I need a safe place to hide from my future. Uh-oh. Sometimes when you do this kind of writing and you write really fast and you don't really know where you're going, you sometimes learn things about yourselves that you didn't know before, and that's kind of brilliant and also a little bit alarming. Yeah, these are difficult times, and I think that's just shown in my poem. So or story or list or whatever you want to call that barrage of writing. Whatever you've written, whether it's just a load of words that you want to share with us, whether it's a poem, whether it's the beginning of a story, whether it's giving you an idea that you want to develop into something else, piece of dialogue, we really want to receive it. You have my email address now. Drop us a line or share your piece of work with your ULR or your rep, or with USDOR. We will include that in the National Archive. It'll go in the ebook for Scottish Book Week. You will have had, you'll say, I hope very much that you've enjoyed writing with me, and thank you so much for giving me 11 minutes of your time. It was great to meet you. Bye-bye.